Welcome to this exciting video where we explore the top 3 most valuable Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coins, everyday pennies that turned into amazing collector treasures. Although billions were minted, a few rare dates and errors are now worth far more than 1 cent. Let's get started. First up, the Lincoln Memorial penny dated 1974, without a mint mark, shown here in very fine condition. The Lincoln Memorial cent is one of the most recognized coins in U.S. history, and the 1974 issue represents a familiar era of everyday circulation. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is indicated by the absence of a mint mark on the obverse. The obverse features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner, a design that has connected generations of Americans. In very fine condition, this 1974 penny shows moderate wear, yet Lincoln's facial features remain strong and well-defined. The hair above Lincoln's ear shows light smoothing, while major lines are still clearly visible. Lincoln's eye, nose, and jawline remain sharp enough to give the portrait a balanced and dignified look. The word "Liberty" to the left of Lincoln is fully readable, with only minor softening on the edges. The date, 1974, remains clear and bold, an important detail for collectors. The motto "In God We Trust" across the top is complete and easy to read. Turning to the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial design stands proudly, symbolizing national unity and respect. The memorial building shows good structural detail even in very fine condition. The columns of the memorial are visible, though some finer lines show light wear. Inside the memorial, the seated statue of Lincoln can still be seen, a key detail collectors look for. The words, "United States of America," across the top of the reverse remain strong and readable. The denomination, 1 cent, at the bottom is bold and well-centered. The phrase, "E pluribus unum," above the memorial is still visible, though slightly softened. This coin is composed primarily of copper, giving it a warm reddish-brown tone. In very fine condition, the color often shows a pleasing mix of original copper and natural circulation toning. Some areas may appear darker, adding character rather than damage. The 1974 penny weighs 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. By this time, pennies were an essential part of everyday transactions. Coins like this were used daily in stores, schools, and homes across America. Each small mark on the surface reflects years of honest circulation. The year 1974 places this coin in a period of economic change and rising prices. Despite inflation, the penny still held practical value in daily life. Collectors often appreciate very fine condition coins for their balance of detail and history. This penny clearly circulated but avoided heavy damage or extreme wear. The rim remains mostly intact, helping frame the design nicely. The surfaces are generally smooth, without deep scratches or corrosion. Philadelphia Mint pennies from 1974 were produced in very large numbers. Even with high mintage, attractive, very fine examples remain desirable. This coin is a great teaching piece for understanding coin grading. Wear on Lincoln's hair and the memorial's columns clearly shows grading characteristics. The Lincoln Memorial Cent series itself is deeply nostalgic for many collectors. It represents decades of American history and everyday experience. Coins like this were often saved in jars, albums, and small collections. For beginners, this penny is affordable and easy to study. For experienced collectors, it fills an important date slot in memorial cent sets. The lack of a mint mark adds to its classic Philadelphia identity. This coin also reminds us of a time before major design changes. The Lincoln Memorial reverse would later be replaced, ending an era. Holding this penny connects the present to the past in a simple way. Small coins often carry big stories, and this one is no exception. The 1974 Lincoln Memorial penny reflects durability and thoughtful design. Its continued survival shows the strength of U.S. coinage. Very fine condition allows both history and beauty to shine. This penny may seem ordinary, yet it carries decades of memory. It invites us to slow down and notice the details. Every coin tells a story, even the smallest one. The Lincoln Memorial penny remains a symbol of stability and tradition. This 1974 example is a quiet witness to everyday American life. Next up, the Lincoln Memorial penny dated 1999, without a mint mark, shown here in very fine condition. The Lincoln Memorial cent is one of the longest-running and most recognizable designs in U.S. coinage history. The year 1999 holds special interest because it represents the final years of the 20th century. This penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is identified by the absence of a mint mark on the obverse. The obverse features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner, a design first introduced in 1909. In very fine condition, this 1999 penny shows moderate and even wear from circulation. Lincoln's facial features remain clear, with strong definition in the eye, nose, and jawline. The hair above Lincoln's ear shows light smoothing, typical of a coin that circulated but was well preserved. The word Liberty, to the left of Lincoln, is fully readable and well balanced. The date, 1999, remains sharp and clear, an important feature for collectors. The motto "In God We Trust" across the top of the obverse is complete and easy to read. Turning to the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial design stands proudly at the center. The memorial represents unity, strength, and respect for American history. In very fine condition, the memorial's main structure is strong and clearly outlined. The columns of the memorial are visible, though some finer lines show light wear. Inside the memorial, the seated statue of Lincoln can still be seen, a key grading detail. The words, "United States of America," across the top of the reverse remain bold. The denomination, 1 cent, at the bottom is clear and well defined. The phrase, "E pluribus unum," above the memorial is readable, with slight softening. This coin is composed primarily of copper-plated zinc, a standard composition by 1999. The surface color often shows a mix of brown and reddish tones in very fine condition. Natural toning adds character and depth to the coin's appearance. The 1999 penny weighs 2.5 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. By the late 1990s, pennies were still widely used in everyday transactions. Coins like this passed through stores, schools, and households across the country. Each small mark reflects years of honest and routine use. The year 1999 also represents a time of transition, as the world prepared for a new millennium. This penny quietly witnessed the end of an era in American history. Collectors often enjoy very fine condition coins because they balance detail and circulation history. This example shows wear without heavy damage or corrosion. The rim remains mostly intact, helping frame the design nicely. The fields appear relatively smooth, with no major distractions. Philadelphia Mint pennies from 1999 were produced in very large quantities. Despite high mintage, well-preserved circulated examples are still appreciated. This penny is an excellent teaching coin for learning grading standards, where patterns on Lincoln's hair and the memorial's columns are easy to study. The Lincoln Memorial Cent series is deeply nostalgic for many collectors. It represents decades of everyday American life and pocket change. Coins like this were often saved in jars, drawers, and childhood collections. For beginners, this penny is affordable and easy to understand. For experienced collectors, it fills an essential date slot in memorial cent sets. The absence of a mint mark adds to its classic Philadelphia identity. This coin also represents the final years before major design changes. The Lincoln Memorial reverse would soon be replaced, ending a long chapter. Holding this penny connects modern times with recent history. Small coins often carry powerful stories despite their size. The 1999 Lincoln Memorial penny reflects durability and thoughtful design. Its survival in very fine condition shows careful circulation and handling. The coin's appearance still carries visual appeal and balance. What once seemed ordinary now feels historic with time. Every detail invites closer inspection and appreciation. This penny reminds us how quickly everyday objects become history. The Lincoln Memorial Cent remains a symbol of stability and tradition. The 1999 issue stands at the crossroads of past and future. It captures a moment just before the new millennium began. This coin is more than just 1 cent, it is a time capsule. Very fine condition allows both design and story to shine. Next up, the Lincoln Memorial penny dated 1982 with a D mint mark, shown here in very fine condition. The Lincoln Memorial Cent is one of the most iconic coins in American history, familiar to generations of collectors and everyday users alike. The year 1982 is especially important in penny history because it marks a major change in composition. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the clear D mint mark on the obverse. The obverse features the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner, a design first introduced in 1909. In very fine condition, this 1982 D penny shows moderate, even wear that reflects regular circulation. Lincoln's facial features remain strong, with clear definition in the eye, nose, and jawline. The hair above Lincoln's ear shows light smoothing, yet the overall portrait remains sharp and balanced. The word Liberty to the left of Lincoln is fully readable and well preserved. The date, 1982, stands out clearly, an especially important detail for this historic year. The motto "In God We Trust" across the top of the obverse remains complete and legible. Turning to the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial design appears centered and well defined. The Lincoln Memorial symbolizes unity, respect, and the enduring legacy of President Lincoln. In very fine condition, the main structure of the memorial remains strong. The columns of the memorial are visible, though some finer lines show gentle wear. Inside the memorial, the seated statue of Lincoln can still be seen, a key grading detail collectors look for. The words, "United States of America," across the top of the reverse remain bold and readable. The denomination, 1 cent, at the bottom is clear and evenly struck. The phrase, "E pluribus unum," above the memorial is still visible, with only slight softening. The year 1982 is famous because pennies were made in two different compositions. Some 1982 pennies were struck in copper, while others were made of copper-plated zinc. This example represents that fascinating transition period in U.S. coinage. In very fine condition, the color often shows natural brown or reddish-brown toning. The surfaces appear smooth, with no major scratches or corrosion. The rim remains mostly intact, helping frame the design nicely. Pennies from 1982 were heavily used in everyday transactions. Coins like this pass through stores, schools, vending machines, and homes. Each small mark reflects a moment of daily life from the early 1980s. The early 1980s were a time of economic change and adjustment in the United States. Despite rising prices, the penny was still an essential part of commerce. Collectors are especially drawn to 1982 pennies because of their many varieties. The Denver Mint produced large quantities to meet circulation demand. Even with high mintage, well-preserved, very fine examples remain desirable. This coin is an excellent teaching piece for learning coin grading. Wear on Lincoln's hair and the memorial's columns clearly demonstrates grading characteristics. The Lincoln Memorial Cent series is deeply nostalgic for many collectors. It represents decades of everyday American experience and pocket change. Coins like this were often saved in jars, drawers, and childhood collections. For beginners, the 1982 D penny is affordable and historically interesting. For advanced collectors, it holds importance due to its transition year status. The D Mint mark adds another layer of collectability and identity. This coin also represents a period before major design changes took place. The Lincoln Memorial reverse would later be replaced, ending a long-running era. Holding this penny connects us to both tradition and change. Small coins often carry big stories, and the 1982 penny is a perfect example. Very fine condition allows both design and history to shine together. The balance of wear and detail makes this coin visually appealing. What once seemed like ordinary pocket change now feels meaningful. Time transforms everyday objects into historical artifacts. This penny quietly witnessed the shift in U.S. coin production. It stands as a reminder of adaptation and practicality in coinage. The Lincoln Memorial penny remains a symbol of stability and continuity. The 1982 D issue captures a unique moment in numismatic history. It bridges the past of copper coins and the future of modern compositions. Each detail invites closer inspection and appreciation. Coins like this reward patience and curiosity. They tell stories without words, through metal and design. The Lincoln Memorial penny continues to educate and inspire collectors. This 1982 D penny in very fine condition is more than 1 cent. It is a small piece of American history. Thank you for joining this long and smooth exploration of the Lincoln Memorial penny 1982 with the D Mint mark. And if you enjoy uncovering the stories behind everyday coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more numismatic journeys.